Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to SimTraX Broadcasting. We are here at none other than Bristol Motor Speedway, where I am excited to see these drivers get side by side here tonight and push as hard as they can for somebody to come out with the win. I would say tracks like Talladega, yep, that's pretty much anybody can win out there, but short tracks are much of the same. Drivers can go all the way from the back, avoid a few cautions out there, deal with little door rubbing and wall scraping out there, and find a way to get up to the front. It's definitely plenty of possibilities for the drivers to find out where they fall out there on the track and whether they got enough speed to get around the other guys out there. Passing is treacherous around every turn, and especially with over 30-degree banking out there, it's going to be pretty tough. So let's take a look at our race info here tonight as the drivers get gridded up here. 300 laps of what we got locked and loaded here tonight for the Sharpie 500. 77% fuel limit, so they will have plenty of time to get out there and decide when they need to pit. 10 sets of tires. I'm sure they're going to be using a good chunk of them out here tonight, especially if we do end up under caution. I think that's going to be a definite lean to the side. Whether that's going to be the deal that causes the drivers to win tonight is a good set of tires. Fixed setup league, no fast repairs here, so they've got to be super careful to make sure they're going to make it on this half-mile track. 83 degrees down there on the track. That's going to be an excellent temperature. Stella will be joining us here in just a second. Right now, Greg Thiessen will be hanging out in race control. I'll be your lead producer here tonight. So let's go ahead and take a look right now at our starting grid here for the night, as I can't wait to see who started on the front, as they had a little bit of a stumble last week. They're going to go ahead and smush it on down and see how they can do as Cody Reeder and Dalton Tucker. Well, no surprise there, our two guys in the front. Good to see Cody Reeder not starting all the way in the back. Normally he does have a far back start, but he'll be in that number one. Moving on to Brian Jones out there as well with the Evernham Motorsports crew. He'll be starting third next to Kyle Rochelle. Brady Motes, you'll see him multiple nights here on SimTraX Broadcasting. He'll be starting fifth next to Jacob Gladelick out there in the Tony Stewart Home Depot number 20. Moving on to Matthew George, who is 7th, Nick Gillis 8th, Hunter Sr. 9th, and John Scavanicki going ahead and coming away with that 10th place start. So let's see how well he can do here tonight, as he's going to have his hands full with Joseph Andujar starting in 11th and Martin Plute in our 12th position as they pull off of pit road. Jake Christenberry will be starting 13th. Dustin Kaleva finally breaking his, unfortunately, I wouldn't say his losing streak, but his winless streak. Starting 14th, Kevin Baumler is 15th. Josh Conover in the number 8 machine. Everybody's saying this might be his chance to win here tonight. In the number 8 car, he'll be in the 16th position. Moving on to Nick Presti, who I believe is starting with a brand new wheel here tonight. Seems he's got that thing squared away. He'll be in the 0 car next to Cody Hyde, who is 18th. Chase Durham. We'll see how he does in 19th. Ryan Housen 20th. Kirk Quist, well, we saw he didn't make it very long out there at Talladega. He'll be in the 21st spot. And Nick Ham rounding out our field. I would say, Stella, we could probably squeeze about 10 more drivers out here, but I just don't know how much room there really is out there on the track.
Yeah, the only problem you're going to run into there, you get 10 more drivers, you end up with so many cautions that you only have 4 of them left on the lead lap by the end of the race.
Yep, well, that's definitely going to be a problem. I don't think that's going to be an issue here tonight. Let's see. Here we go with Cody Reeder out to the front. Has a quick jump out there, and he is not wasting any time here at the Sharpie 500. Away we go. All right, already halfway through one lap. You guys may be thinking, 300 laps, this is going to be a long one. I don't think so, especially not when we're running even on our first lap at 18.5 seconds. Moving on through, Cody Reeder still blasting away, currently getting out in front of Dalton Tucker. Unfortunately, it is good to have that early lead out front. You've only got racetrack in front of you and not a bunch of people that you are having to look to pass. Somebody who is, let's take a look at Dustin Kaleva. This is what he's seeing, and he's seeing our first caution as we are riding along. Drivers getting turned around. Kaleva trying to hit the brake as caution does come out, and everyone continues to pile drive through that turn and causing a boatload of problems there. I believe Kurt Quist was involved in one of them. Stella, if I'm not mistaken, I believe the number 20 is going to end up with some damage as well.
Yeah, I'm looking at that Chrysler. It's got some hood damage. It's wrinkled there. At least it's not flipped up on his windshield. But we've got dual ones in the front running with no front clip. Impressive. But we have actually seen guys do 100 laps with their cars looking like that. So not too worried.
At a short track, that's definitely a possibility and definitely can be done. 140 miles an hour the drivers were getting up to. Now we're going to go ahead and pace at 40. Let's go ahead and take a look back at this yellow flag here, as Dustin Kleba was desperately trying to make it through this one. I just don't think everybody was really ready for that right off the bat. Quick pit stops for the ones involved. Let's take a look. It looked like it started a little farther up front here, looking to see if the number 20 does get involved. And yep, 20 drops off the apron there, spins it around, and causes a 3-car wide pileup. The 40 car is mashed up, and the 43, I would say that's kind of the dagger right there. That's the one where we see it getting bad, is where you see Kevin Baumler getting in the middle of it here. And shoving and continuing the spin out. And that's the heartbreaker.
Involving, I'd say, half the field.
Yep, good chunk of it.
Everybody, because they were all ready to go,
Yep.
and could not fathom. Wait, what? Stop!
Because you see the 30 getting in the back of Andujar here. Lifts up the back of his car. I would say everything's A-okay right here until the 01 hits the 43 and turns all three of these guys sideways, and it just ruins it. How Pressey, I don't know. Pressey didn't get that much damage.
And the 90, was that the 93 or the 39 got in and lifted his whole back end, the Roundup car. Yeah, he was actually going to miss that. He was able to stop, but when the person behind you doesn't, it's a no-win situation.
Yep, and that was not good. We're going to take a ride along here with the 15, who looks like he's able to squeak out of here unscathed, and we should be back under green here in just a moment. Here's you see up toward the front, you see there's the 20 giving a spin. The second half of this caution, and just tries to squeak through.
White.
Yep. Oh, he will have some damage to that left side. And as they get ready to single file back out here, we're going to give kind of a peek at some of our vehicles. The number 20 start of the caution there. It looks like he's got some left rear damage. You can see it folded in just a hair here. So let's go ahead and get this back under green. Bristol, we are talking about speed. Back at it we go. And already we've got a driver starting to merge in the middle of this. Joseph Andujar does not want to be counted out. This is definitely an opportunity for him to fight back, although he will be a few laps down.
Yes, I was a little worried watching that merge too. Wonder how he does that on the highway when the semi-truck's coming up from behind him.
Definitely had it to the floor. Remember, we got to wait for that blue cone. That's when you can merge back onto the track. So from 35 up to 140, he's got to hurry up and get back out there. All right, already a little bit of more smoke out there on the track. So we've got some drivers slipping and sliding once again. We would think with a little bit of a cooler track, these guys would be a lot happier with it being slightly tacky out there once these tires start to heat up. But still, I don't think these guys have been out there long enough to make that happen.
I do not believe so either, but we also have a situation where it is here at sunset. Half the track is in the sun, half the track is in the shade. Now, for some reason, we still have Nick Ham and Matthew George down in pit. Looks like they are getting more work done.
Yeah, Nick Ham actually has been gifted the meatball flag out there, so he is going to be under a serious amount of repair. We've got a quick switch it up here with Jacob Gladelick, Matthew George, Kevin Palmer, Andrew Hart, Cody Height, Nick Pressey, Ryan Housden, Nick Ham, Chase Duran, Kurt Quist are all the drivers that were involved in that last caution. So Andujar is actually getting in front of Kevin Palmer, as Palmer is now down here.
Oh.
Yep, and Palmer looks like another horrible night. Matthew George is checked out for the night, already back to the garage. He made it 8 laps.
Oh.
Yeah, talk about a horrible run. Stella, I'm fairly certain that Matthew George is out there gambling for a playoff spot. This is not the race that you want to get knocked out of.
No, it would not, because he is down on the cut line in 10th place currently.
Yep, Andujar revisiting pit road now as the front nose is missing on that thing. Something tells me a little aerodynamic damage has caused them some problems and may have made contact with the wall with bare tires, so not even a little body panel to help fend it off. Here we are taking a look at the battle for fifth. Brady Motes holding on that top line. I think Brady Motes will be able to pull through if he can just keep Gillis away from that left front fender. Boy, that's going to be pretty tough as Brady Motes, there he goes, good pull through there, and that's going to get him the position. Jake Christenberry diving in for seventh. Now, I would say, Stella, the inside line is going to be the one to beat, but you've got to be able to swing high. With right now the 12 machine being stuck down on the bottom of Nick Gillis, he isn't able to get a run into the turn, so he's actually having to brake a lot earlier as the rest of these guys are able to hammer around and just push the rest of the way through. Gillis is slightly loose, though, 20 laps into this race, and the Sharpie 500 is definitely bringing us tons of action out here. Guys passing left and right. Cody Reeder still leading this race, but Dalton Tucker's got him close.
Yeah, Gillis is, but I was noticing the same thing with Brady Motes. He was getting a little sideways action there coming off that the last turn, but he's holding it. He's looking good, and so far holding off Jake Christenberry.
Yeah, well, Brady Motes is used to sliding around a whole lot. I don't know if you noticed or tuned in when we watched him over at the Glen when he was out there racing with the NSR League. He was almost sideways through most of the bus stop at the Glen. So he is not afraid of driving out the side windows just a little bit, as he won that race, I mean, by hands down, almost by half a lap, which was quite impressive. But Brady Motes might be getting put into his place here a little bit, as he's currently sitting in fifth. We are still unchanged for our top five, though. Currently, Cody Reeder, Dalton Tucker, Brian Jones, Kyle Rochelle, and Brady Motes sitting 1 through 5. We finally get a driver who's been switching up some spots, which is the number 48 here of Jake Christenberry out there in the Jimmy Johnson number 48 Lowe's machine. And he is shuffled up 7 positions here tonight. So good dodging out there, good placement of his vehicle, and he is rocking and rolling as we break past the 25 lap mark here. And we continue to see nothing but trouble from the guys in the back. Matthew George is taking it to the garage. Nick Ham, after the last 4 minutes sitting down in pit trying to get fixed. Kevin Balmer serving the same fate, and it looks like Joseph Andor was able to go about another half a lap, and then he had to come down. So 18 drivers still alive here on the track. Obviously, I believe only about, I'm looking at 10 drivers have yet to fit here tonight. There will be no stages, though, Stella, so guys have really got to lean on when they come in and take these tires. I would say if you can take care of them, you should be able to go the full length of that fuel tank. But Bristol's tough, and especially on concrete, it's hard to say what the right line is going to be.
Yeah, you were saying in the beginning that 10 sets of tires, so often it's like, oh, they'll be fine. You said they're going to use a majority of them on this track.
Yep. Sit along with Jake Christenberry here, being able to take a look at him, and you do see the lane here of 30 degrees. That gives us a look back at Gillis and Martin Flute. So he stays in tow there, really working on that turn. Here, very short gears for these guys as we move up and take a look at Kyle Rochelle, who's currently sitting in that 4th spot. Right now, this is definitely where we're seeing a lot of action here is around that Brady Motes, Christenberry, Martin Flute, and Ryan Housden. Take a look at that. 41 coming into play. He's gained now 12. Obviously, it's showing you that qualifying does not matter here at Bristol. That target machine is on a roll. Ryan Housden, Stella, since he has come into this league, has really been a tough driver to beat out there. Had not seen to hold this guy down, and I think NORA's really appreciating a driver like that coming into this league and starting to put on an awesome show for the fans and for the other drivers, giving them something to think about each and every night.
Oh yeah, I'm sure what they would love to see is him come on more full time. We don't see him every night.
Nope. Little slip up here by Motes. Motes goes from 5th down to 7th. That's not going to leave our top 4 drivers unchanged now, as Motes is starting to fall back just a hair. Stella, if I'm not mistaken, where that sun is sitting, we may be driving under the lights here later on here into this run. And I would say, you know, when we're taking a look at it and where Brady Motes is sitting, you know, everything seems okay. Watch how fast all this is moving. Consider 9 seconds is halfway through. We're running 15, so See that nice little glare? We're starting to get just a little bit across that dash. Hard to see, and there he goes into the turn and back on it again.
Yeah, in race time, they grid up at 7:30 p.m. So they'll race for roughly an hour, and we will definitely be under the lights.
Yep. So we take a look at it here. Notice the RPMs here of Brady Moats getting over that 9,500 mark. So he is winding this thing out. And we'll find out if the engine builders have done their job. Slip up by Moats here. Contact with the wall. I would say that's going to be pretty kind of a usual thing we're going to see here at Bristol, is guys nudging off the wall. People say you get your Darlington stripe. I almost say everybody gets the Bristol stripe. Everybody goes out there and pops the wall there just a little bit. But Stella, I've got to say, you know, around this time, when these guys were out here driving, everybody enjoyed these cars. You know, it kind of, when they started pulling out of the stock cars like you could buy from the dealership, to moving into these more conformed cars and not into the next gens that we see now. A lot of guys really preferred this area just because we were still on the 10.5-inch tires. There was still fuel. This was before stages came out. This is, you know, the single file restarts. I mean, that's what guys really enjoyed when you talk to the old race car drivers out there. Is this is kind of the prime time of NASCAR. This is when Mark Martin, Jeff Gordon, Jr. was coming out here. These guys are really doing it out there. And to see them race around this track out here back in these old throwback schemes, it really kind of, I don't know, it really excites me when you show up to the NORA League and we see these guys almost right back in the cars that I'm used to seeing.
Yeah, well, at least the ones you grew up with. Yeah, my question would be then, NASCAR, if it wasn't broke, why did you change it?
Because we got to try to include everybody. Well, Dalton Tucker slides up and around Cody Reeder. Makes a nice little pass there. That did seem to work out pretty well for Mr. Dalton Tucker, as he is starting to currently making some of the passes. Here's the pass on lap 37. And let's see if Cody Reeder got a little out of shape. We see a little bit of a wiggle there, but Dalton Tucker around the outside, and that's exactly how we saw Christenberry fend off Nick Gillis. So Christenberry has fought himself up to the 7th position. That's Dalton Tucker taking the lead, and has yet to look back. We were making sure that wasn't going to be any sort of lap traffic for Dalton Tucker that got Cody Reeder caught up there. So it looks like the driver from Chip Nazi Racing back into the lead. This guy is a hard one to beat, and Stella, with the amount of wins that Dalton Tucker has so far this season, I would say that everybody's looking at this guy wondering if this is going to be his season. The 42 has been on a hot streak here as of late, and he is definitely holding on to see if he can do more.
Yeah, he has definitely been putting down some nice race results. You can't spit at that. We are just about to lap one of our drivers still running. There goes Jacob Gledelick.
Yep. Yeah, one of the drivers, Dustin Kleba, had also gone a lap down. Andujar, he is now taking it back to the garage. He is done for the night. Looks like Dustin Kleba. So Dustin Kleba, Kevin Ballmer, who is reactivated after 9.5 minutes, is able to get back out there. There's Ballmer.
All right.
Yep, he's getting it reactivated. Nick Pressey actually ended up going a lap down, and so has our number 20 of Jacob Gladelick. As we speak of that, John Scavanicki out there started in 10th. He's 15th now and a lap down. So tough run here, as it's currently showing that Dalton Tucker is making some separation here. Almost 1.25 seconds before we can find Cody Reeder. Stella, that doesn't seem like a lot. I mean, he is fading back just a hair here. Their times are almost matching. 15:71 for Tucker, 15:77 by Cody Reeder. But just notice how this track is treating each of these drivers. Some guys are actually speeding up, others slowing way down. Drivers like Brady Moats are now in the 16.5 second range. And right now, Brady Moats is scrambling to figure out where his speed went. He is falling off the table now. I don't know if he's having some problems.
I think he's probably praying for a caution done by someone else. Jay, though, had, I think, out there in the chat some answers for me as to why did NASCAR change if this was so good. And he said money, sponsors, and ticket sales.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was taking a look at the standings, and if Matthew George is taking it back to the garage, did you say Dustin Kleba did too?
No, Dustin Kleber's still rolling.
Okay. But
No.
he's a lap down?
Yes.
Okay, okay. Well, because I'm looking, Kevin Baumler is 9th in the standings. We have another race or two. We have Auto Club and then Richmond, where there will be the end of the regular season. If they're going to go into the, the next stage, they've got to be up there above at least 10, I'm figuring. This is a good time for Kevin to keep rolling because he wants to stay in front of Matthew George. And if he can, get enough, I thought Dustin had gone back to the thing, but Vincent's not here tonight.
No, he is not.
So there's a chance you could gain a little bit there. Brian Jones, I do not see out here tonight. So this is
Brian Jones is out there. He's currently sitting third.
Where is he? Oh, there he is. Oh, the chat's going to kill me.
Yeah, we were just taking a look at Brady Moats, Nick Gillis, and Kyler Rochelle have finally come down into pit road. I think they've thrown the towel in on those tires. So they're going to get back out there, full tank of fuel, 4 tires, and start slinging around the track. So it's going to be pretty tough out there to see when they decide to come down into pit. Brian Jones is currently looking at Ryan Housen. Neither one of these guys have pit.
No.
This is currently, right now, watch Housden. Currently, notice who has saved the tires here. 41 machine looking a lot more aggressive as he rides up just a little bit closer to the 45 now. I think Brian Jones wanted to see, but currently that is definitely seeming to work. Look at Housden. Taking a look here to the inside. Can't get him.
Considering he's come up 16 places this evening, that number 41 target car, I'm impressed that he does. He has not burned his tires off doing it.
Yeah, notice how Housden went higher. Was trying to come up with a little more, and it looks like we've got a driver starting to spin a little bit. We've got some smoke heading down the backstretch.
Ooh, don't do that. Choo, there he went.
Yep, out in front, so you see Brian Jones, and that's how quick these passes end up being. Normally you don't see him dragging out for very long. I'm showing Cody Height's got a problem here, and it looks like the Napa machine is heading back down pit road here. And I'm wondering if this is the smoke we saw from the 15.
Yes, he doing... Oh, no. Not the barrels. All right, so he's going to take it around again, since he didn't quite make pit road.
Yep. Well, it's very difficult to figure out which turn you need to come down into pit, because you do have to go through both of them.
Oh, really?
Yep. So his entrance is between 1 and 2. And that's what ended up catching him up. He may have thought it was going to be 3 and 4 and ended up entering just a little too late and having to make a quick change. All right, checking back in.
I believe that got Jeff Gordon, too.
Yep, checking back in on Ryan Housden here. This is him currently putting one of the lap cars behind him of the 43 of John Scavanicki. Scavanicki's currently sitting back in 10th where he originally qualified, as Housden, who's currently up 17 tonight, started in 20th, is now up to 3rd, 70 laps into this race. Right now, Dalton Tucker has done nothing but tire saving and is now, it shows, with his fruitful 3-second lead.
Yeah, I was watching Josh Conover coming up on Kurt Quist. That is another hard charger this evening, number 51. He's come up 15 places so far. And Josh Conover had gotten to win in 0.2 of a second. But now Kurt Quist is pulling away a little bit. He's got a good second lead on him.
Yeah, I would say Kurt Quist, the way he's racing right now, I think he's definitely waiting to the later half. He would actually be the farthest back driver who's yet to pit. Currently, Quist, Blute, Jones, Housden, Reeder, and Tucker are only drivers who've yet to come down into pit road. So our front 6 definitely have time, and they definitely have got to watch when they come down. Stella, if the fall off is too bad here, I would say once they nudge 16 seconds, they need to pit. The amount of time that they spend down pit road is almost 56 seconds with this track And drivers getting around here in less than 16, they've got to really watch their time here.
Yeah, I mean, you come down on a green. Oh, then everybody must be waiting for that caution. They do not want to come down on a green flag.
Absolutely not. No. No. Pitting out of cycle can end up being nothing but trouble out here. And you would think with enough smoke that we've seen puffing around out there on the track here and there, there's going to be some problems. So right now, that's Brady Mose. It looks like he's going to be rejoining back down pit road again. And he's got some damage to the rear of that car. So mashed in the back here is Brady Motes.
Interesting.
Yep, tough race here so far. Let's move back up to Brian Jones. Jones to the inside here. Putting Skabanicki behind him. Martin Klude is the closest one, looking for that same position. Currently, Jones has fallen down to 4th. Klude is now up to 5th after a 7-position gain. And we'll see. These guys who are holding it out and definitely racing it out are doing a great job. Say being in Dalton Tucker's shoes right now with now a 4-second lead. This is a cakewalk for him right now. If there's a caution, that's the guy who does not want to see it.
Yeah, well, now one of our first pit people that went in on lap 5 has finally come in, and that's Nick Pressey. That leaves our number 7 through 11 who pit after that first accident. They are still out there. They're not obeying your 16-second recommendation.
Oh, there it is. There it is. Got dumped. 39 to Kyle Rochelle.
Oh.
No caution is out. I'm a little confused at why there's no caution. That was even on the racetrack. Yellow flag's out now.
There you go. So
right now,
Kyle
this
Rochelle
is a
had
huge
some
save for
help.
our guys here in the top 11.
Oh, yes. Oh, without a doubt.
And I guarantee you Kyle Rochelle has taken that steering wheel and thrown it out the window.
Yes.
As the timing of that caution was enough to put him a lap down, and then the caution came out.
The car went with it.
What a crock.
Yeah, he went ahead and took it back to he towed and then took it back to the garage.
Yeah, he said that was it. Take a look at it here. Here's the contact. Looks like he gets in the back of the 41 of Ryan Housen just a bit.
And Christenberry got in the back of him.
Yep, Rochelle had 4 tires. And Christenberry definitely let him have it.
So from lap 2 to lap 82, we had some green flag racing.
I would say to me, as some of the most exciting racing here at Bristol. Boy, look at that weird camera angle. Yuck.
Now, I've heard of cheap seats, but obscured seats?
Look at that. Garbage. Absolutely horrible.
Well, I guess if you're just into the turns.
Well, I think what's happening is the producer is looking for Dalton Tucker. Dalton Tucker has shown a full disconnect here. And that might be why we're hanging out in the stands, as we are confused that the number 42 Chevrolet
is not moving.
No.
And not in pits. Oh my.
Yeah,
Well, if you can get into the chat, let us know what's happened. If not, come to the infield care center and let us know what's happening. Heavens. That changes some things up.
Holy cow. So our leader that was out front has disconnected. That doesn't seem to stop Dalton Tucker. He will come back. I've seen him be able to return and at least make something of his race. But that does take our drivers from Chip Nassy Racing and scrub it here. As you can see, Nick Pressey looking to get back on the lead lap out there. There he is. And he must hurry up. I believe that is also Mr. Durheim out there. Yep, Durheim catching back up. Shouldn't be too bad.
I believe the other Durheim tonight is spotting for him because he had a wheel issue that he decided not to chance at Bristol. Oh, we've got one running with a brand new wheel and one not running because of a brand new wheel.
Yuck. All right, well, we're going to have a driver of 43, John Skabanicki, here to the inside. Cody Reeder will resume the lead for Dalton Tucker.
Dalton's in pit.
Tucker's alive. There he goes.
Oh, yep, Dalton's in pit. All right, and now out.
Yep, he's
Wow.
got a scurry to get going here. Stella will bring in here in just a moment Brady Moats, who's down in the infield car care center. And,
okay.
Yep, looks like the pace car lights are still on. Brady Moats here with us in the booth. Brady, what happened out there, dude? You were really rocking and getting a ton of speed.
Yeah, I was, it was like lap 69 or whatever, came off 2, and Christian Berry got in my back bumper, I guess, a little bit. Just kind of rolling the center. He had a different approach than I did, and just got in the back bumper and shot it straight up the racetrack, and it hit the right front. I went to go make the next corner at speed, and the camber was out of it. It was like it was killed. I mean, it wouldn't even turn left at speed, so all in all, I mean, it's fine. I guess we'll come home with around a 17th, 16th place finish, so.
Ouch. That's going to be pretty tough as we see Cody Reeder get back going again as we're back under green. Dalton Tucker will be starting at the inside after a disconnect and leading a ton of laps out there. Brady, we've seen out there that not only that, Jake Christopher actually got in the back of Kyle Rochelle out there and got him turned, and wow, Kurt Quist into the back of him.
No.
Quist! Look out, Quist accelerates. It's the 9 almost
Go.
squishes
Oh,
him.
my.
Dustin Kleva. And hopefully
Oh,
Yellow
my.
Fever is not out here tonight as we've got drivers spinning each other out. It did look like a
Well, it's
slight
Bristol,
check up
baby.
there, and Quist gave him a little nudge.
It's Bristol, baby.
That's right. Quist, I'm sure, was just trying to rattle his cage a little bit out there. And the 41 of Ryan Housden did survive. He holds on to second. Wow. Yep, well, that's to be expected here. And I'm not saying from the league, but from this racetrack. Here's Quist taking a look to the inside, gets a decent run and nudges him just a hair.
Oh.
Here's Dalton Tucker. Look out.
But they're spinning in the back even without
Yeah. Well,
without having made contact with this mess in the front.
they're going to have their eyes really on the 48 here if he's involved in this. Ooh, 40 into him. Nope.
Arca.
So Hunter Sr. gets into the back of Dustin Cleveland, takes out an Evernham Motorsports driver. And around he goes. That's going to give Christenberry a chance as he got out of there unscathed for once. So right now, when you say ARCA braking, we are using other drivers to slow ourselves down. How efficient is that?
Well, I mean, it's pretty efficient for yourself, but it's not very efficient for other people on track, so.
Underappreciated, huh?
Yeah, well, I mean, all in all, we'll just go get them tomorrow night, and I feel like I'm getting maybe a 4-team truck team tomorrow night, but I don't know. We'll keep you on tune on that, but all in all, just, I mean, for these guys out here tonight, it's going to be crucial to stay the right front. I mean, Cody, Dalton, Brian, going to be your class year field. I mean, obviously Dustin, whenever he gets here, be class year field, saving tire and roll on the bottom, and then eventually, I guess, as the rubber lays down, the track will move up. But you're going to want to save tire on the bottom for what I've known and seen and how I know Bristol is. So, yeah, but all in all, I mean, it'd been fun to keep running, but I understand. I mean, Chris Berry's running something different, and I kind of parked it in the center, and he didn't have nowhere to go. So, it's fine, no big deal.
You gotta run some laps. You're gonna be 17th. Not 16th.
Yeah, I don't know if is the 16th place driver retired yet, because I don't even know.
Yes.
I think it's Rochelle. I think he's. Oh, he is.
Yes.
Yep.
But he
Maybe when I get all this-
6 laps later.
Right.
Yeah,
You
I
gotta
may
get out.
be able to get
run
back on
at least
track.
7 laps.
yeah, as soon as I get all this damage fixed and get all the everything done, then I'll head back out there and probably turn 6 laps and make up a spot. But
There you go.
Awesome. All right, Brady. Sorry to see your night ended so early, buddy.
I'll get back. You have a good one.
You too. All right, everybody, as Brady Moses, we get back under green here. Awesome job. As we see right now out in front, it was Dalton Tucker and Cody Reeder. But yes, Cody Reeder's the only one on the lead lap. Dalton Tucker does get his lap, one of his laps back the hard way as he jumps way out front. That is exactly what you want to do when you're on that inside line. But look at Ryan Housden. This guy's running a completely different line, applying a ton of pressure here to Cody Reeder. Reeder not interested in running that line as he takes the bottom. Housden switches it up. Here he comes to the inside.
Wow.
A little damage to the right rear of Ryan Housden's machine. I'm wondering if it's giving him a little trouble on that downforce. Who decides to take the outside? Martin Blute. Blute to the outside. Scoops around 1-2. There he goes. Gets around Cody Reeder, gets around Ryan Housden, and off to the races Martin Blute goes. Since joining this league, Martin Blute has had nothing but trouble out of this league. That guy's rear-ended him. He's getting into the side of other people, and now he's finally got the lead. 3 Fords out in front. Martin Blute, Cody Reeder, and Brian Jones. Jones returning back to his original qualifying position, but he is looking to push past Cody Reeder, who's insisting on holding down on that yellow paint. Currently around the outside, the Expel machine, the 45 Ford, looking to see if he can run that Martin Blute area as that track is starting to rubber up as we break past our 1/3 mark.
My goodness. Yeah, I'm watching the 45. He's in the lead, but he's left a whole layer of paint on the outside wall.
Yeah, that he does. Brian Jones now up into the lead, dropping Blute back. Our guys using up that right front tire. I would say, yep, it's looking like it. Getting pretty racy out here. Cody Reeder taking a look here to the bottom. Guess who shows back up, who's got some tire marks on the side of his car is the number 51, Swift trying to hold into the side there a little bit. Still, I don't know if you noticed, but a little closer look here from the camera angle. These cars are bottoming out. I see a little bit of sparks coming from these race cars, so we're noticing that the steering may be kind of jolting around a little bit on these drivers as the frame is making contact with the concrete.
Wow, that's kind of, oh, I see some there off of the 19 of Cody Reeder popping off the back. I didn't know whether that was brakes or tires or a previous crash. I didn't realize they were actually scraping frame.
Yep. Right now you see Martin Blute almost triangulate that turn. That is extremely tough on the tire so early into this run. So hopefully Blute is not going to suffer later on. Right now, Martin Blute last came down on lap 84, so just over 20 laps on these tires. Hoping he's not going to burn them off here. Decides to hug toward the top. I enjoy seeing that kind of race as he's looking to shoot his way up to the front. Here's Blute. Nice turn and angle here. You see that banking that we're talking about, that they said this track was originally, I think was even, Stella, if I'm not mistaken, debunked out there as the track with the most banking.
Oh, it was for a while. They claimed it was like 36, and then they said, no, it's not really. And then when they repaved it, they said, okay, yeah, it's like 24 to 30 progressive banking.
Yeah. Well, I knew there used to be back showing off back when Dale Earnhardt actually ran the number 3 Wrangler machine. That they sat a car up toward the top. The guy was able to take the roof and roll it down the turn. So the banking was up high, but not as high as they claimed it.
Right, exactly. It was pretty healthy. I mean, yeah, I wonder if it's the fact that it's dark that we see all these extra sparks too.
Yep. And you also start to see the lights starting to reflect off the top of the car. So the lights are turning on, and we're going to be racing under the lights here at Bristol. Excellent run here as we got as we kind of hone in on Ryan Housden. Housden, we are riding along with him now as he's bringing up Christenberry. Christenberry is a lap down, sitting 13th. I think he's actually probably about 3 or 4 laps down. Housden still sitting in that 6th spot. Conover has gotten around him, and remember I said he's going to be one of our favorites to be up front. Conover's gained 11, sitting 5th. Pretty interesting to see Conover as quiet as he has been here tonight. We definitely try to keep you guys very alive and guys move around out there on the track and trying different things. Conover's actually been slowly creeping up the field, and now he's starting to come into the light here as, hey, wait a minute, you know, right now that Budweiser machine is really starting to get ahead of steam here.
Well, he was in that first mashup on lap 2, so I think he was kind of playing it safe there afterwards for a little while.
Yep, 100%. You see Josh Conover currently, he is squeaking down toward the bottom, trying to see if he can get the number 43 behind him of John Scavanicki. Right now, it does look like right now Conover staying pretty firm out there. Seeing hard on the brakes, trying to see if he can pivot here, drive through this turn. Might not have the opportunity. Here he comes. Take a look at it. Yeah, Conover could probably rotate up just a little more, and that would definitely assist him in making that turn a lot smoother. As you see what I was saying earlier, Stella, is the guys who hang down toward the bottom, we go on to Nick Guyler. Kind of do the same thing. Watch out, 8 now. See how he's able to swing up. He'll actually make up ground here on the 43, right there. So that's, if the guys can rotate up closer to the wall, you'll see him pick up a ton of speed here. So watch and see if Conover decides to snug toward him. No, he almost gives him 4.5 lengths in between those two guys, which is making it extremely hard for Conover to make these passes. It does make it dangerous, though, for a guy who wants to swing in early to the turn. You're going to be there. So Conover side by side with him now. Clears. Ooh, almost didn't.
Wow. barely clears. Yeah, I've always wondered, you know, a lot of times, how can you tell if the guy on the bottom is keeping, like, if Josh Conover was keeping 43 high, or was 43 keeping Josh Conover low? I think a lot of it depends upon whose intention there is. If you know, because it kind of evens out. You can never tell who's doing what. If they're both low, you know, you figure the guy on the outside is keeping them low, and they both go high. Is the guy on the inside keeping them high?
Yeah, well, it depends where it is on the track as well. So like right now, we are currently seeing, we're seeing right now the 48 of Jake Christenberry. Well, he's going to sit here and ride on that high line. Currently, you see the 40 wants to rotate up. So not really anybody holding anybody there. I would say the 48 right here when he comes down to squeeze it. And that's going to push the 40 back. So Hunter Sr. unable to rotate higher on the track, has now fallen backwards.
Well, Nick Cressy went ahead and took advantage of that.
Yeah. So no, whenever I say that, it's going to be like when a driver is exiting the turn. And his intention would be to rotate up. But let's say the 43 comes down about half the car length. He's then squeezing him down toward the bottom. So like if the 43 wants to slide down a car and a half length and keep the 48 closer to the paint the entire turn, he's holding him down toward the paint.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. I try to learn.
Yep, rather than giving him a little bit of wiggle room here. So you see Pressey, little pinch there, and that sends Christenberry backwards. All right, let's get up to the front where Brian Jones has taken over the lead and has never looked back. Brian Jones has been on a tear here. Right now he's working out very well for him. And I love seeing how well that Evernham Motorsports crew can do as they are currently still turning up front. Right now, Brian Jones last took the lead back on lap 101, so 30 laps out in front for Brian Jones, catching up to Dalton Tucker, which Tucker is desperately hoping he can get at least one of his laps back here without getting passed.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, because he got one back on the restart.
Yes.
But he hasn't been able to get away to gather anymore.
Right. Yep, so caution would have to come back out. And then Dalton Tucker would then start on the inside line again for an opportunity of getting another lap back.
Okay. So Nick Geilis again has an extended time down in the pit. He's been there about 4.5 minutes. We saw the track go by real fast while he was running on the apron, so something must have come along.
Yeah, he only made it to about lap 70, and down he went. Remember, we were talking earlier about Brady Moats. He did come out, completed 6 more laps,
Yes.
got up to lap 80, and went ahead and turned it in for the night. So also Cody Height in the number 15 Napa machine. Cody Reeder's around.
Oh. And we do have a caution flag.
Caution comes out from the number 19 of Cody Reeder. Driver started in the pole position here. Caution does come out. We'll see who comes down in the pit. I would probably say this is going to be everybody. No sense in going back out. Whoever doesn't take tires is going to be the clown. Let's take a look. Little nudge there. Right on the apron.
I'll tell you, he had a good enough lead that he zipped right back out there, and he's still sitting in 6th place. Can't sneeze at that.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if they're going to give that position to Ryan Housden and Josh Conover, as he was in front of them during that caution. Looks like they might give Conover that spot.
If not, he's going to get a black flag.
Yeah, well, I'm definitely keeping an eye on it here. 'Cause here's Cody
Cody
Reeder.
Cody Height's going to be my my wild card. I want to see if he ends up coming down or if he does something strange and not come into pit. Because he pit last on 119, so he does have the newest tires. But Jiminy Christmas, he is 19 laps down.
Who, Cody Height?
Why not? Yeah.
Cody Height is taken back to the garage.
Oh, no.
Yep.
Okay.
Cody Height is finito. Drivers working in and out of their box. Kirk Quist, good job. All right.
Okay.
A couple of drivers have been penalized for the rest of the year. Driving through the amount of pit boxes there. We got a driver there in the back. Absolutely obliterated. If I'm not mistaken, that's the number 23 in Nick Ham. Currently sitting down there for the last 39 minutes.
Oh. Well, he beat out Matthew George. He was down there for 36 before he turned it in.
Whoop.
No playing bumper cars. So our top 10 as we see it right now is Brian Jones, Martin Flute, Kurt Quist, Ryan Housden, Cody Reeder, Josh Conover, Chase Durheim, Jacob Gladelick, John Skavnicki, and Dalton Tucker. He may still end up with a top 10 here.
Yeah, my biggest question right now is, our top 4, 15-second pit stop times. I mean, stellar time there by Housden, 14 seconds. But Conover, Durheim, Jacob Gladelick, these guys were in the pit box for almost 30 seconds. They were in there for double the amount of time.
It was definitely getting something done. It doesn't sound like any kind of a speeding penalty holds, so it must have been getting work done.
Now, definitely, if you can sacrifice a little bit of time to pound out some of the dents out there, maybe you can get bebopping around there again and not have that much of a problem if you do nudge the wall.
Nice.
So.
Yeah, they must have gone ahead and put Jacob Gladelick up above Cody Reeder because, like you were saying, both Conover and Gladelick had 30 seconds. Cody Reeder only had a 14.7 and is still 7th place. And here we are, green flag.
We're taking a look at the number 8 here already. Drivers fighting each other here that are lapped down. That was Presley giving a little nudge there to Christenberry. These two have been fighting here all night. That is currently for the 13th position. Yep, and they are running in the top 5 cars. As they were drivers who were laps down. Dalton Tucker sitting right behind that as well. And checking out there, I believe Dalton Tucker was able to hold on to it. And down pit road. It's going to be John Scavanicki. Not showing any black flag for him. Showing he might have slipped up and might have crashed here. Let's see what happens. Whoa!
Oh, lordy. Oh!
Now that did not bring out a caution here.
And took off a bumper of another driver.
Something to keep in mind. iRacing. Apparently he's got that Ray Charles on. Apparently he didn't see a thing. I mean, that was 2 drivers, tons of damage, no caution. Scavanicki will be heading back down pit road. That is going to break his heart here tonight, as I believe that will be his 5th visit into the pit box. Back we go. All right, let's take a look. Brian Jones is out in front. Martin Flute still doing that triangulating of that turn. Wow, does he get a run on Brian Jones here? Dalton Tucker trying to figure out how Martin Flute is driving, because he is driving a lot differently than the top 3 drivers. Oh, Dalton Tucker,
no.
there it is.
He is driving a lot differently, like in circles, not in laps. Oh, that was painful.
Yep, Dalton Tucker donates his bumper to the track as we are back under caution here.
I bet we are.
Yeah, no questions here. That Dalton Tucker looked like he got into the back of Martin Flute. Man, lifted the back end of that car up. Conover and Quist.
Yep.
Look at Housden trying to fire it up the gut. There he goes.
Conover got underneath, Dalton Tucker there when he ran into the back. I'd love to see that from almost an overhead angle, if possible, like a Michelin chopper view. Just looking for the clearance here. Okay.
Yeah, Flute almost seemed like he had...
Yeah. I'm not sure Dalton Tucker got into Plute. It's like Plute kind of changed lanes, went ahead and went up, but then let off the gas.
Yeah, not a good run here. Take a look at it. Full speed. Watch the 77. There. Remember I was saying earlier the 77 is running a much different line. And Dalton Tucker was trying to find his way around him, so tons of damage there. Whoop. Thought Plute just gave that guy a nudge.
Yeah, if we have the caution laps, the other one I would think of is if we could have like a, let's see, left front quarter panel down low as they come. We'll be able to tell, because they're riding so low, whether Martin Flute let up, because we could probably see his chin spoiler come up. Or down.
Maybe. Maybe. Let me see here. See if we can find a peak.
Nope.
No, but it does sound like the RPM spike.
Pushed in his clutch.
No, broke
Maybe
loose.
shift, and that was
spun.
enough.
Rear tires spun.
Okay. But they would do that if they were up in the air. I'm just watching.
Pace car is off here. We get ready to go again. Back under green flag to start lap 154. 45 machine of Brian Jones out into the lead. What an excellent jump he got there.
Yes.
Ryan Housen was actually our driver in second, already off by 0.6 of a second. Kristen Berry was able to squeak by. A Christopher does need to get past Brian Jones to get one of those laps back. And now Kleba, Hunter Sr., Dalton Tucker is looking to figure out how he can get back. Christopher is down 3. Room to run
Yeah.
here.
Where are all of our Brian Jones viewers that are always out here rooting him on? He's in the lead.
Yeah, LJ was out here earlier.
Oh,
We're seeing a little bit. Right now, you notice Kurt Quist is back there around the Cody Reeder area. Cody Reeder did not have that stellar of a pit stop. He's down into 5th. Twist to the inside here. Wow, Housden, terrible
3 wide.
turn. 3 wide here, and diving in underneath is going to be Cody Reeder. Wow.
all is well and good.
Ryan Housden had a horrible
There
turn,
you
and
are.
he's paying for it. Martin Fluke trying to make something still of this race after that caution. Came out on lap 149. Dalton Tucker heading back down into pit road. The damage is too great to that car. He just can't stick it out.
Yeah, that's rough. Kind of at this point saying goodbye to that top 10 finish.
Yep.
You see LJ still out there.
Yep. Now, also something to note out there as well, Ryan Housden and Brian Jones. Last pit on lap 138, everybody else came in and got 4 tires of fuel. So those two stayed out.
Oh,
And I think that's
interesting.
going to give Josh Conover a leg up here. Conover to the inside. Now still holding on tight. Brian Jones trying to see if he can squeak past here. No can do. Here's a look.
If you're going to fight, clash.
Right. Jones trying to hold on. Ooh, there it is. Good job by Conover. Nice little checkup there. Don't force it. He's going to go ahead and see if he can try to attack him a little bit later. That's the best part about Bristol is that didn't go well. In about 8 seconds, you can try again.
Try again. Yeah, we're only a little bit over halfway. You got some time.
Definitely want to lead some laps here and definitely make it known that you want to punish this the rest of this field and let them know you're not interested in messing around.
Oh,
Bristol Motor Speedway is one of my favorite tracks out here. I'm really glad to see the only dirt out here on this track is the stuff we're blowing off
heavens.
during the cautions.
Yeah, that was odd. So you were talking earlier about Dale Earnhardt Sr. in the number 3 at this track, but this particular year, Dale Earnhardt Jr., the number 8, won. So I think Josh Conover's hoping that'll give him some extra mojo.
Yep. See, right now, Conover is trying to pivot to see if he can get underneath of him. Right now, Jones is doing an excellent job keeping that 8 from having any chance of rotating up the track. Martin Fluke, though, I believe is working on Ryan Housden. Housden does have a clear lane here. Down on the bottom underneath of Christenberry. And Fluke's getting caught right now.
Yes, he's boxed in for sure.
I've got to say, especially for that pit crew, the number 77 team did an awesome job putting that thing back together. Especially after spinning around. Dalton Tucker must have gotten the work up.
He looks no worse for the wear after 30 seconds.
Yep. Right now, as Conover and Brian Jones continue to fight, look who shows up to the play. Looks like Cody Reeder. Here he comes. Now Conover having to team up with Brian Jones to keep Cody Reeder off. fantastic job here tonight.
Well, what, moving from the front to the back, front to the back?
Yep. I was going to say, he scored out there on the pole. And now he is on his way back up. Pit stops have been a little tricky for him here tonight. Still seeming managed. Here comes Cody Reeder down on the bottom again. This will be some opportunity for him. No can do.
No, but it gave Josh. Oh, look at them. Going to do the do-si-do here.
Of course.
Josh Conover had the lead for like 3 seconds.
Oh man, cuts off Cody Reeder. Reeder started getting that
him
run
like
on the
he's-
outside though.
Yeah, like he was standing still, but then Brian Jones did the same thing back to him. It was, how is it that he can just all of a sudden pass at will like that? Both of them.
It's the crossover. When the 45 ends up riding high, the 8 cuts low. That does give turn exit speed to the 45. He slides down to the bottom and they cross each other over. It's a racing technique actually used mostly during road courses. As you let the guy go ahead and pass you on the inside, as he slows down on the turn exit, that's where your speed is when you slice underneath.
Ah. And then you sit through. Hey, look, he's still running there.
Yep.
A roundup machine.
Yep. All right, taking a look at some of our guys who are lapped down. Kevin Balmer, although he was involved in that first caution, is still out there rotating the tires. He has now moved up
Heck
to
yeah.
15th. And I think if this guy can do about another 21 more laps, he will actually have 13th.
Okay.
Kevin Balmer, although down a ton of laps here. Last time I checked, I think it was 38. Now he's up to 45 laps down. He's still able to tick them off as he goes.
Oh yeah, he's only 8 laps behind John Skepnicki. So if he, like you say, keeps rolling, he'll be gaining places.
All right, checking out there in the chat. All right, let's go ahead and start answering some of these questions. Eastwood 3323. How do you get hooked up to race in this league? Guys, all you got to do is find the National Oval Racing Association. You're either looking for Brady Moats or Josh Conover. Those are 2 big names out there that you will see. And talk to one of these admins out there, and they will get you into this league. Have no fear. Make sure you've got your car number. We'll get it selected, and then you were to race the paint that matches the car. Get out here and do it. I believe they're also racing a little bit of dirt out there as well. And if I'm not mistaken, I think on Tuesdays they were running the next gens, but I don't know if that's still out there with Jacob Malone and company out there. So that is still teetering on the edge. They'll be taking a peek at a couple different pieces of that league. So this league does expand. The broadcast is Monday night here with the Gen 4 League.
Yeah, this is a very busy league.
Yep.
They have a good car count, so they're able to run a lot of different races, a lot of different cars.
And I would say some of the silly cautions are to a minimum. When we get to Martinsville, we try to close our eyes. I think the drivers do too. As Cody Reeder goes ahead and shows what that looks like. He closes his eyes and smacks into the wall there. As Cody Reeder's having a little bit of trouble.
I'm sorry. Oh, you caught me off guard with that one. Thank you.
Yep. So Cody Reeder knows how he's able to pick up a little bit of speed here, trying to see if he can get Brian Jones behind him. I would say the toughest driver out there for Cody Reeder was Dalton Tucker out there, but now it's Brian Jones, his own teammate. Dustin Kleba, although a lap down, is currently sitting in 8th. Love to come back and fight it back. Eastwood out there. Yep, not a problem, buddy. Not a problem. Get on out here, K-Doggy.
Yep.
Well, I think this
Seen him
is.
for a while.
This is almost the time. Remember the Budweiser frogs?
Yeah. Bud.
Jay knows all about that. All right. Taking a look back out there, pit road is starting to get busy again. Chase Durheim is heading down lap 180, about 186 is the last time he was out there, and now he is up to a minute and a half of repair time. Once again, this is allowing Kevin Ballmer to start playing catch up here. He just crossed the 149 lap mark as the battle for the lead still rages on between these teammates.
Nice.
Yep, we slowly inch closer to the 2/3 mark here of this race. You guys were thinking 300 laps, that was going to be painful. Look at that. I mean, we're already churning through here pretty quick. There's a look. Cody Reeder had it for just a moment, and he's got a fender on him. Brian Jones going to hook to the outside, see if he can get that speed, and he does once again. I'm telling you, Brian Jones has got a lot of tricks up his sleeve here, and I think he's going to see if he can keep Cody Reeder back. Reeder onto the apron and gets punished. But that does allow our beloved number 51 Chevrolet of Kurt Quist dealing with nothing but penalties here for the entirety of the remainder of this season. Kurt Quist is now up to third, starting from the very back. He's up 18 here on the night.
That would be something to see him come in. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, we have lost Dalton Tucker again?
Yes.
To the garage?
Yes.
Okay.
Dalton Tucker, this was a purposeful disconnect. After that wreck he had there with Martin Plute on lap 149, Dalton Tucker was able to complete about another 6 laps, and then that car was just not handling worth anything, and then he is taking it back to the garage. He said he's had enough.
First fight. Okay.
Yep, so
enough.
here in about 2 laps, Kevin Ballmer will go ahead and overtake that 13th position from Dalton Tucker. That's going to push Dalton Tucker now down to a 14th place finish, as the rest of the drivers are currently defunct. Kind of a bummer out there for Dalton Tucker. And there it goes, Kevin Ballmer has made the pass. So Ballmer has it, and right now our top 4 drivers are all within half a second. Cody Reeder sitting second, Kurt Quist is third, Ryan Housden sitting fourth. Now Housden's starting to come alive here a little bit later into this stint. He last pit on lap 138, so consider not only Ryan Housden but Brian Jones. Both these guys are running the same pit strategy out here, and the 2 fresher tires go to Reeder and Quist, who are sitting right in the middle. Quist going to take the outside, though. He's taking a look to see if he can keep Cody Reeder on the bottom as he wants to rotate high side, and he does. Quist, whoa. So you can see when Quist hits the brakes there, that rear end kicks out a little bit before he heads into the turn.
Man.
Yeah, that is a lot of front brake bias. That's allowing the rear end to kick out there. And he is definitely holding on to it, though. Give it to Quist, though. This guy is definitely wheeling that car. So the Marathon Machine making it happen here. He's up 19 and taking a look here to the inside.
I was just looking at the fact that we've got 13 guys still rolling out of 22. We've got 7 on the lead lap, and the top 4 are within, like you say, less than a half a second from each other. Let's not be kicking out right now.
Kurt Quist is going to need to make this pass here pretty quick, as we are right now on top of Cody Reeder's team. They are running up on some lap traffic there. If I'm not mistaken, that should be the blue machine out there. Kristen Berry down onto the bottom, and I think that is Nick Bresci to his outside. Once again, I swear those 2 guys cannot separate from each other. These 2 have been nose to tail and side by side this entire race. And here it comes. Kurt Quist has the lead. Kurt Quist squeaking by. Finally gets that pass, starting to put these lap cars behind him, but Housden's all over him. Right now, this is an interesting angle here for Quist. Quist needs to figure out how to get around now Jake Christenberry. Brian Jones coming down pit road. No caution was going to come out.
Oh, okey-dokey.
Brian Jones going to see how many laps he does go down. Still hasn't even entered his pit box. And he's already down 2 laps.
Oh, man.
Yep. But consider also Ryan Housden is in the same boat here. There's Quist. Quist can't get down. He decided to go with Christenberry here. This might be a mistake. Ryan Housden into his left rear quarter. Yeah, Quist has got to do everything he can to stay down on that bottom line to block Housden. Housden, oh my gosh.
Christenberry into the wall.
Christenberry.
Oh.
Starting to look
He's
like
scaring
the
me tonight.
NASCAR pinball out there.
Yes.
We're coming up on about 85 laps left to go. I would say if this thing does go green to the end, Brian Jones may be able to not have to pit until the end. Well, may not have to pit at all. But we'll see.
Oh, okay.
Now I'm watching some of the fuel mileage here. If we made it to 138 and Ryan Housden is currently still out there on lap 216, there's a good chance that right now that does mean Brian Jones will not have to pit again, especially for fuel. I think it'll be close.
Right.
I think that does require him to make 89 laps. Christenberry coming on down into pit road. This will be his 4th visit of the night. And Quist out in front of Ryan Housden. Not bad here for Kurt Quist. Right now, Bruce Turner out there saying that Quist had been flying through the field, and yes, he does. And now, wow, Quist had the lead. That is now going to be handed over to Ryan Housden now.
Housden is no stranger to the podium. At Watkins Glen, he came in 3rd. So we will see if he likes short track too.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy, are we in trouble here tonight. A lot of drivers shuffling back and forth, whether who's going to pit and who's not. That's impressive to see a driver with a deficit on the tires was able to overtake and take the lead back. Ryan Housden has only pit twice here tonight.
I think that's the fewest of anybody still running.
Yes. Speaking of which, Kevin Balmer, speaking of still running, Kevin Balmer is less than 10 laps now from passing the 99 Roundup machine, who is given up after about 5 minutes in the box. And Kevin Balmer may end up in 12th.
Okay.
I don't know if you remember, when he came down into pit, I believe he was 20th.
Oh, it was, yes. It was like only the 2 people who had been in the first wreck that called it immediately
Yeah,
were
George
the
and
only
Nick
ones
Ham.
that, yes. Yeah, they had gone out on lap 9, and I think, yeah, he was right behind him. But, yeah, that's charging. That's, you know, putting in time, putting in the laps. Or as you say, laying down the laps.
Ken Kleba out there is asking if what caused Dustin Kleba to end up going down a lap.
Me? Why are you asking me?
Yes, Dustin Kleba's been in a few tangle-ups here. He was actually rear-ended in one of them as well, kind of picked him up and slung him around during one of the cautions, and then had to get a little bit of extended time down pit road for some repairs.
Yeah, but he's been down pit road 5 times now.
Mm-hmm.
So
Kleba slowly got that thing pieced together. He just needs to stay on a solid roll here. So Ryan Housden coming on down. So the last of our lap 138 pit drivers is coming down.
Along with Jacob Gladelick.
Yep.
And Nick Pressey.
So these 3
they all
drivers
kinda
coming
have
on
the same
down.
idea.
Brian Jones looking to get around Ryan Housden here. Will here in just a moment. There he goes. Now Brian Jones scoots up to 5th. Passes his teammate of Cody Reeder, who is currently in the lead. 70 laps left to go. It did put us in some perspective here that Ryan Housden was able to get to lap 227 after pitting on 138, and I'm showing Housden with a black flag.
Oh, no.
I'm thinking he sped out of pit.
Oh, don't tune into that radio right about now.
Nope.
So, yeah, see, I was not sure whether Dustin had just, I mean, look at Brian Jones. He didn't get in any wrecks. He just had to take some fuel and tires. And he's down a lap. So. The drive-through.
Right there. That's where his fault is. See Ryan Housden? Illegal entry. Yep, he needed to pass the blue line first.
Oh, really?
And that's going to do him in. So, Ryan Housden coming on down as we are under caution. Talk about poor timing here.
Whoa. Oh.
As I believe our leader is caught up in this one. Yellow flag comes out for Cody Reeder on 234. Kurt Quist
Hunter.
is showing a meatball flag out there, so he has suffered some damage. Yep. Left front rattling off. Yep. Oh, he got smoked. And Jake Christenberry.
I saw Christenberry and Hunter Sr. Oh, man, he could barely even pull into his... Yeah.
So going from the lead, he may have a good chance of finishing 10th here tonight. We'll see. Let's take a look. How did Quist get involved here? Oof, Quist in the back of Reeder.
My heavens. Yeah, that's an understatement.
Well, Stella, that didn't look good. From our angle, this almost looks like Reeder missed the pits and started hitting the brake to make the pivot. Watch out, Reeder. Look how much slower he's going. Yeah, he's trying to get down and pull into the pits, and Quist gets into him. There's Christenberry.
Oh. A twofer.
Yeah, Christenberry absolutely obliterated on this one.
Well, I'm imagining Reeder is too. I mean, he T-boned him. Oh, yeah, there's nothing left of that front end.
He's able to get it fired up. And limping back in the pit.
Oh, limping. Hobbling. So who in the world is still running?
Yeah, you can almost hear Reeder. It's completely off the gas. Probably clutched and braked trying to turn left. All right, well, that's going to do it. Let's go ahead and get us back to the race as Josh Conover is now in the lead. Looks like Conover's barking out there. Something's up. Stella, we are checking up. We are under green flag. Yeah, and right now they're trying to get everybody lined up here. Something's a little haywire here.
Well, I would go ask race control, but I imagine right now he has his hands full.
Yep. So give it to Conover. So this is an admin override here. And here we go. This is where they're going to go ahead and call it green. So right now he was trying to get the field stacked up, and that's what ended up happening. Is I think only him and Hunter Sr. were out there and nobody was behind him.
Oh.
So he decided to say, hey, let's go ahead and get everybody back here, or stack everybody up and get going, because if you look at our timer here, only our top 4 are on the lead lap. Dustin Kaleva has gotten his lap back.
No kidding.
Yes. So right now, if another caution were to come out, where I see a little bit of wiggling here from Mark Flute. Flute is driving a little bit rough out there, sliding in and out of the outer lane. And Flute sideways. Hold on. all is wrong here. You see Ryan Housden slice to the bottom. Housden came in on 227. To pit, Brian Jones came in on 211.
Yeah, he again has the oldest tires out there. Before it was the 138 and everybody else was on like 150. Now he's 211 and everybody else is up in the 220s and 30s.
Yeah, being the lap down, Brian Jones had to stay out there. And this puts him back on the lead lap, but now with a difference here on the tires. Sharpie 500 coming down to the last 50 laps or so here of this race. Conover, Brian Jones, Dustin Kleba, and Cody Reeder. Currently, Conover's got a 2-second lead over top of our 45 Ford here. Everybody,
almost the biggest lead we've seen tonight.
Yeah, as everybody's working hard. I think Dalton Tucker's around 4.
Yes.
Yep. So Dustin Kleba is working on it here. He is at least thanking everybody for getting his lap back here. Kleba is now out in front and trying to run down Brian Jones, and oddly enough, still at all of Evernham Motorsports 2, 3, and 4.
Oh, really?
Not bad especially for a team ownership points night. This is huge. Cody Reeder almost sacrificed his car there on lap 234.
My goodness. Yeah, I just, granted there are 2, 3, and 4. Let's not, Martin Clute just got bumped in the back.
Yeah, I don't think he saw the 45 and almost pinched him there. 45 stuck the nose in. And Brian Jones gets on around. Martin Clute is a lap down, though.
Yes.
2 laps down. There's nothing wrong with him racing hard. You just hope he doesn't wreck out anybody on the lead lap. So Clute dropping down. He'll be sitting in the 6th position. Ryan Housden gets around him. Say, Stella, taking a look at the longevity here of SimTraX broadcasting, even when we rolled back to 10-4 where I came from, when you see drivers reappear back into the leagues or back under the spotlight here, where I've got our cameras on them, you notice the talent between each of the leagues. Different things happening. I remember Martin Clute back with the Beer Street Journal out there. Also, he was there with Christopher Darling with the High Octane Sim Series.
Yes.
And these were the guys that are really, punishing the field out here. And I would say, I'm not basing the driving skill off Martin Clute here at Bristol, but I would say, you could almost guarantee to see Martin Clute for a top 3 every night in those leagues.
In those.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is quite impressive, because I think when a driver finds another league that they can't always finish top 3, they found where they need to be. They have the next level of their racing to strive to get to. So I'm not saying anything bad about Dalton Tucker, but Dalton Tucker comes out here and is owning this field. Vincent Arthur is doing an excellent job. When we have drivers like Brian Jones, these guys come out here and it's almost a consistent top 5 for these guys. And regardless, it almost seems whether they're going backwards or forwards, they can always seem to find a way to get back up there. And Dustin Kleba currently holding on to the 2nd spot here. He is working on running down Josh Conover. He's chopped that 2-second lead down to 1 3/4, so it is only going to be a matter of time, it looks like, for Kleba to start catching Conover. But when I take a look at the overall, at drivers coming in and I would say doing different things, Stella, I look back at, do you think the Racing Revolution could hang with these guys?
I do believe probably half of them could. But not all of them. But I think you could say that about any of the leagues. I believe where you're going with this is a league should be challenging. rather than it is not challenging to someone who comes out and wins every single night, and it's disheartening to the guys who are so outclassed that they never get a chance to win. And I think that's what they try to do with the officials in iRacing, is kind of put you in with people of like caliber. And that's kind of where you're going with that. Is this league has good racers
Yes.
and they're well matched?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, the guy's doing an awesome job. I can't. I mean, you know what? You're not going to look at tonight and say this is Dalton Tucker's night. There's no way. You know what I mean? It's Bristol. We weren't going to look at last week saying, this is the chance that we were going to see Matthew George come away with a win. It's just there's no way when you come here to this league that you were able to just put your finger on it and say that's the guy who's going to win tonight. Everyone already knows it.
Yeah. And we've definitely had leagues like that, where it's the same fella, every evening. But and I think because of that, they would lose not just viewership, which is our angle of it, but they would lose people in the league because they just got kind of tired of, of always being the also-ran.
Yep. Josh Conover still holding it out there. Dustin Kleba was reeling him in, but now Conover starting to pick up the pace. There you go, Jay out there. Dylan Banks. There you go. There's a name.
Yes, it is.
I don't know where Dylan Banks is gone.
Nope, he was here for a bit. He'll be passing Jake Christenberry for the 11th spot. Looking at our time, he actually might have enough time. Boy, if he can turn another 14 laps, he should be able to do it. He will get a top 10 by passing Kurt Quist. Okay.
Having Baumler. Oh my
Dylan
gosh.
Banks only ran one race out. Dylan?
That's because he was a next-gen driver.
Where's Joey Stats?
With Joey Stats as a part-time driver. Normally he's running the number 5.
He did 13 races, but I didn't see him.
Yep. Yeah, it's been a little bit. Joey Stats gets tangled up for work. All right, guys, we're down into the double digits. 24 laps left to go. 23 now. Conover has crossed the line. 1.9 seconds Cleve's trying to come up with. Conover. Awesome job out here. See, with the Dale Earnhardt Incorporated EI team is currently sitting in that number 1 spot. Evernham Motorsports and their 3 Fords are sitting 2, 3, and 4. Brian Housden looking to get that lap back here as that 41 machine is taking a peek. Housden last pit on 227, so his tires are a bit older than Conover's. Conover with an awesome job. Down in pit road. Ooh, Pressey in the wall. Say Pressey with a new wheel is securing himself a top 10 here tonight.
All right.
He's currently sitting in 9th. Baumler needs to make up 6 laps, and this guy's got a top 10. That blows my mind.
I love it.
That just blows my mind. Just keep ticking them off.
I'm just glad that there's enough race for
Yes.
him to make it.
I would say if there are 500 laps, I really don't know how many drivers will be left.
Oh, heavens.
I know
Do they
everybody's
really
used to-
race 500 at Bristol?
Yes, the Food City 500. Yep.
Now, Nick Pressey hit the wall, but I hope he is just coming in for regular pit stop, not that he hurt himself. There's one set.
Well, if you think about it, he has nobody to really pass him. 9th place is as low as he's going to go. Quist is out, and Baumler is too far back to catch him.
Okay, fair enough.
So, hey, throw on a set of tires, enjoy the rest of your race.
That's it. That's it. Yeah, I have to say that is the one thing that worries me is when you see someone like Ryan Houston, for instance. I'm not picking on you, dude. You're doing a great job. But he is a lap down. We're in the lap. It's 14 laps to go. Oh, crunch. That didn't feel good, Mr. Reader. And he is doing his best to get a lap back. It's still not going to be in contention. Is it worth pushing so hard that you wreck somebody out?
No, and I think that's why you'll see Ryan Housden back it off. He's not going to go for it.
Well, he went ahead and he got one. He passed Josh Conover, but just piqued my curiosity.
Josh Conover just lapped our 4th place driver. There's Dustin Kleba passing his teammate. Kleba trying to reel him in has got him to 1 1/4 seconds here. 11 laps left to go. I don't think Kaleba's got enough. They are currently running on the same tire and fuel strategy out here.
You click them off pretty quickly.
Yep. They are still, driver, they are still under 16 seconds a lap. Can they come up with a little extra?
Both of these fellows were involved in that very first lap 2 accident. Caution. Wreck. Mash-up. Whatever you'd like to call it. And here they are, just plugging away, making 1 and 2. Brian Jones, right back where he started, in 3rd. Has basically never been touched this evening, has he?
No, I did not. Actually, back on 94, yes. Seven to go. Conover still holding it at 1.3 seconds here. He's following Housden. 40 of Hunter Sr. has been around Conover for pretty much since the restart. This is going to be a huge boost of confidence out there for Josh Conover. If I'm not mistaken, he fell down a position out there, falling down to 8th in the points. And he is looking for his 2nd win here this season.
Yes. Yeah, he's run 21 races with 9 top 5s. But he is sitting 8th in the standings. I would venture to say because, you know, I guess we in the 22-23 lap, 22-23 races that we've done so far. And missing one is like getting an F on a final. You know, it takes you forever to remake that 0.
Kevin Balmer is going to be doing all right. I think he just shifted up to the 10th position. Horrible night here for Brady Moats. Horrible night here for Vincent Arthur as he didn't show. Gladelick, he is still rolling out there in 6th. So he'll be able to maintain some of his position out there. But that's going to do it here as our final lap is out. Josh Conover getting around Ryan Housden. That is currently him running up on Martin Plute. Plute is sitting in 7th, and final turns here for Conover as he crosses the line here. Checkered flag. Dustin Kleba coming in 2nd, and Brian Jones working on reeling it in, coming into the third position. Notice how far back Brian Jones is here. There we go.
Cody Reeder, another 13 seconds back, will be coming in fourth. And Ryan Houston, lap down, will bring up the top 5.
Wow, what a race here. Not bad at all.
No. Not considering, it scared me a little bit when we had that lap 2. But after that, yeah, pretty darn good. Six cautions, I do believe.
All right, let's see if we can check in on our unofficial results here. As Conover goes ahead and gets a lap backwards here. Getting himself a Polish lap. Conover, Kleba, Jones. Our only drivers on the lead lap. Brian Jones is about 4 seconds from going a lap down.
Yeah. Wow.
Yep, pretty impressive here. And Andujar there on lap 12 was taken out. Remember, he was the 01 that got the rear end lifted up.
Oh yeah.
And then Nick Ham and Matthew George. They only made 8 laps here tonight. Quite a bummer for those drivers out there, as Josh Conover does everything he can not to high top it there. As he heads on down into victory lane, we'll find him in winner's circle. Hold on just a moment, guys. We'll be right on back. We're going to go ahead and find our guys and see how this race went as this noisy race comes to an end. Alrighty, everybody, finally catching up with our third place finisher as he was zippy around the track here tonight. Coming in third place for the Evernham Motorsports crew, Brian Jones. All right, LJ Hernandez out here has been rooting you on all night. You started third, ended third, but what an interesting race this was, especially with a little bit of fumble there back on lap 94.
Yeah, it was kind of an up and down night. Started out bad. I was really slow, burned up my right front really bad. And then kind of in the middle, I was really good. The tires wore pretty evenly, and I was fast out front. Led a bunch of laps, and I thought I got on pit road nicely, and the caution just fell at the wrong time. I got trapped a lap down. And then from there, there's not a lot you can do whenever you're waving around. You're on old tires and just trying to keep up.
Yeah, and that, I think I even mentioned that. I said, man, just pit strategies, wrong time. And, it just had nothing you can do. Before you even entered your pit box, you were 2 laps down out there. Talk to me about how inside do you know that you're going to be okay coming out of pit road 3 to 4 laps down?
Well, it was the winning strategy. If it had gone green, it would have been by far the best strategy out there. It just didn't go green, and it didn't go green because I think Cody had an issue with his microphone. Something as simple as that, some hardware issue halfway across the country messed it up for me. So it just happens, that's iRacing. You get hardware issues, and people crash.
Yeah, crashing out, crashing here on the racetrack. It's pretty tough. We see a lot of guys having just struggle night in and night out here, man. Finally, it looks like your team is starting to come together right before the playoffs here. You know, what is the outlook that you guys have going on out there? Or is there anything you guys can tell me of what the game plan is to continue this roll?
Well, we got the playoffs coming up, and for me, it's just about points racing at this point. Just getting a feel for getting in that mentality of, hey, let's not wreck here. Let's just go out, have a good night, and not wreck ourselves. It's not about winning; it's about maximizing the night and not losing the championship in one night.
Well, as far as that goes, looking at the driver standings right now, yes, you lost a place last week, but Brady Moats, Vincent Arthur, and Dalton Tucker have had a pretty miserable night tonight. So I think you are going to be looking at moving up after this race. Your standings are looking pretty good.
Well, the good news is that as long as I'm in the top 10, which I believe I'm locked into the top 10 for the whatever is the playoffs or whatever they call it, the chase, I'll be in the top 10. So I think the points all reset and none of that matters. I could be wrong. But
I believe you were right.
Yeah, so as long as I'm in the top 10, I don't really care about how things shake out for the regular season championship. It's all about the big trophy at the end. So I'm already locked in. My mindset is on just point racing and just maximizing every night.
All right.
Wow. Awesome job. All right, Brian Jones, go ahead and give me a shout out here, brother.
Yeah, big shout out to LJ Hernandez, my wife Alanis, for always supporting me, watching my streams. Really appreciate it. Big shout out to Expel. If you care about car care products, you want to protect your car with PPF, there's nothing better than Expel Ultimate Plus PPF. So you can also get a foam cannon and car care products and use code Alanis20 at checkout when you do that.
Awesome. Brian Jones, appreciate you, buddy, and good luck at Auto Club next week.
Thank you all.
All right, that does give us Brian Jones. So let's go ahead and reel in 2 out of the 3 drivers here from the Evernham Motorsports crew. Dustin Kleba. Ken joined us a little bit late here in the stream. A little confused at how you were able to get, how you ended up a lap down. Yet here you are, one of the few drivers on the lead lap here at the end. Talk about what it's like fighting all the way back from the 13th position.
Really, I'm just disappointed that I didn't get third because I had to wait through an interview. So, I got to push bedtime off like 10 minutes. So, I'll have to have a
In
little.
that case, talk fast.
Yeah, I'll have to have a little chat with Brian there. Maybe you can talk a little quicker next time. But no, it was a you-know-what show from the jump. That was like, what, lap 4 that half the field got 2 got Talladega'd. Looks like Gladich just clipped the apron and went into a spin cycle, and everybody behind him just decided to try and push him down the backstretch along with me as well. So yeah, it was a big old cluster, and I had about 3 minutes of damage and repaired maybe 45 seconds of that, and yeah, just tried to keep all 4 wheels on the ground, which is pretty hard for me, but we did it. Caught a couple lucky breaks. I think that second caution came out on like lap 70 when we ran it long, because what else are we gonna do? And yeah, went from like 86 laps down to about 3 laps down, I think. And got a couple lucky dogs and a couple. Oh no, I didn't do a wave around. I got tires every time because this track was pretty tough. It was tight. You're using a lot of the right front, so used a lot of tires.
Some guys end up with 9% tread left.
Oh wow, they're terrible. Yeah, I thought I was doing bad, but I still had like 40 something. So that was probably Josh. He's not very good, but. One day he'll figure it out, I bet.
So bad.
Yeah, I honestly feel bad for him. He's just kind of in the way, but he's a really nice guy. So one of these days he'll get a good finish out of it. But oh, look at that, he won. Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
my God.
Yeah, good for you, buddy. Yeah, other than that, you guys could probably tell me what I did throughout the night, because I fell asleep from like lap 200 to lap 600. So yeah, you just kind of get into a rhythm and keep turning left, and yeah, pretty soon all the cars around me stopped, so I figured the race was over.
Dustin, bro. Is Auto Club going to be any different?
I hope so. It's like 3 times as long, so I hope we aren't making as many turns. Dude, if I'm doing 300 laps at Auto Club, I don't know. I'm gonna have to skip work so I can sleep, take a nap, rest up for it. But
150.
no, okay, all right, good. That's good. No, Auto Club should be better. Of course I say that, but you never know. No, that's a fun track. They did an update a couple years ago where the top line is actually usable, so you might get some guys that will rip the top up there, and some other guys that are really good on the bottom. So I'm sure your usual fast dudes will be up there, but a lot of open space. So I'm sure everybody will be side drafting each other for 18th on lap 2.
Okay.
Dustin, give me a shout out.
It'll be fun.
dude. Just stop the bleeding. Oh, God.
I'm sorry. I'm thoroughly amused, but you know,
Yeah, except the flack afterwards.
the man throws shade. You gotta give it to him. He owns it.
I have to give Josh crap because he's doing the same thing that I typically do. I just don't do it over the radio. Just my teammates hear it. But he was pretty upset throughout the race and didn't think he was going to do anything. And of course, he comes out and wins it. So, in all seriousness, the dude is talented. He's won championships. I mean, he's good. So, credit where credit is due. He didn't make a mistake there at the end as much as I wanted him to. He was super consistent. I could see him running middle, running bottom. He timed it perfect to let the 41 get around. So I love giving him crap, but I also got to be honest. And as much as I hate to see it, he didn't make a mistake. So no, it was a good job by him, and good job by Brian hanging on there at the end. I know he used that a tire deficit, and really just anybody at the end there that was running laps and able to keep it in between the wall and the lines. It's tough. When you get wrecked early, you want to quit and you want to be mad and you want to leave. I wanted to shoot. I mean, lap 30, I was just about ready to pull it down and leave. But I think this is a great example of, even if you are wrecked, you just got to stick it out, and maybe you'll get a top 5 or a top 3 and get to talk about how great you are at the end of the night. So no, it was a good time. Shout out to my family, even though apparently my dad missed half the race. Good grief. I don't blame you, Dad. I'm not doing so hot, so I wish I could miss the first half too and just show up and see where I finish. So
Instead, you slept through the second half.
oh, that's right. I did sleep through the second half. So I mean, better yet, if I can just jump to the second half and then sleep through the second half, and I just open my eyes and I finish second, that would be ideal. But we'll have to suffer a little bit. But no, shout out to yeah, like I said, my family watching, you guys putting on a broadcast every single week, even when the racing isn't beautiful. You still do a
We were
great
here
job
even when the race wasn't here.
Oh yeah, there you go.
That was an interesting last week.
Yeah. Yeah. We won it. Yeah, that's right. I wasn't even supposed to race this track. I was supposed to be gone I was gone last week. So thank goodness for the rain delay and pushing this a week later. And that's going to screw up the schedule for the rest of the year. So good luck to the admins.
Yep.
Shout out to the admins for dealing with the drivers and all their stuff. So I just appreciate that the admins are very non-biased and they don't cheat and they don't win. So that's shoot, Josh won this week. I can't say that. Take that back. No, I better go to bed. So
I think so.
thanks, guys.
Dustin,
Bye.
good luck, buddy. Good Lord.
Yeah, no problem. Sorry, Josh. You're really past your bedtime.
You're in trouble.
Hey, he can get used to it though. I don't know if he's told you, new dad to be. So he better take these wins when they come, because he's on a road to 3 hours of sleep or less. So Who's
Oh,
winning
well,
now?
if he hadn't told us, you just told the world.
Oh shoot. Yeah. Josh, who? Who are?
Yeah.
Okay, you're
Go to
breaking.
bed.
I'm driving through a tunnel. All right, see you.
Justin Cleveland. I swear, this guy. Yeah. All right. So Josh Conover, we finally catch up to him as our race winner here tonight. Bristol was quite the race here, Josh. Apparently, for not being able to drive, you did a heck of a job here tonight.
Well, first I gotta ask, what did Dustin say about me? Because Stella's laughing, and I know Dustin's a smarty pants.
Yeah, a little more than that, but he appreciates the admins not being biased out here and not winning any of the races. So he said congratulations on you being a dad to be here pretty soon. So wins, get them now while you can, because there will not be enough sleep moving here on out. So talk to me about kind of your winning strategy here tonight. Oops. Little too much, huh?
Well,
Jump.
well, first I'll say Dustin let me win because it's a baby gift. No, truthfully I don't even know. I didn't deserve to win. Definitely wouldn't even have really deserved top 3. I mean, that was Reeder, Brian, and Dalton. I think Dalton throughput, I believe, is what I saw. But it's just I made the decision to just kind of stay out and run the fuel dry. I think the 2 times we had longish runs, and the first one got bailed out by the caution right before I got lapped, actually, and then the second one I think there was 4 or 5 on the lead lap, and Brian was actually lapped down, so helped us out with that one. And then the last one, I actually didn't even look to see what happened yet. I think Reeder, she was trying to get on pit road and called it out, but none of us actually heard it because I know the 40 was calling out. He was pitting as well, and I guess he got run over, so kind of took him out. And then I don't know. I drove the last how many laps that was at the end there completely different than I had all night, and I guess it took me 240 laps to figure it out. But I guess I kind of figured it out. I guess just enough.
Huh.
It works.
I was gonna say a lot of guys. We're trying to figure out how to pile drive toward the front out here, seeing that only less than a handful of you guys finished on the lead lap. I mean, we look at what was it really pit strategy out there, or was it guys just getting a little too big for their britches out there and trying to dive bomber on in?
I think a little bit of both. I mean, I know the first wreck when Jacob got the apron, I think it was, took out 2 or 3, I believe it was, and then a couple of the wrecks and stuff, like Rochelle had his wreck. Cody Height left, I think, because he just said he was too damaged. Dalton throughput and stuff. So I think it was kind of a combination of both. Obviously, being a short track, like I said, the early one, we're all still bunched up, so a spin towards the front of the field is definitely, I guess you could say, swinging for the fences as far as taking cars with you. But I know there was a couple guys too that were a little aggressive, but there isn't really, I guess, an answer for either one, I guess you could say, for that one.
Huh. Well, talk to me a little bit about Auto Club coming up. What's the chance of DEI group getting in there, seeing that Brady Moats had a little bit of trouble here tonight as well?
I would say pretty good. We had the server issues last week, whatever the heck happened, and I wasn't even supposed to be here for Bristol, which in turn I missed qualifying for Auto Club. So again, we'll be probably around, I haven't even actually looked at qualifying to tell you how many qualified, so I'll probably be around 16th again or so. To tell you the truth, I was actually going to race tonight just to get points, and then was going to skip next week to hopefully have some sort of battle for the final chase spots. But Matty George had a rough night, and Kristen Berry was 12th, so I don't know if that is actually going to help any. So yeah, I don't know. We'll I guess give it all we got and see what we can do. Not a very good answer, but I truthfully don't know. I missed the first race there earlier in the season because we were actually at a baseball game. So I have no notes. I'm gonna be scratching my head in the beginning of that race.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine. I know you got admin things to do because you mentioned Christenberry. You might want to see what that 48's doing out there. That boy was about crashing into everybody out there. Go ahead and give me a shout out here, Josh. Let's get you ready for Auto Club.
Well, you guys for the broadcast as always. Dustin I'll go non-PG on this one, for busting my balls in the race when I was having my freak out because I frankly was garbage and couldn't figure out how to pass anybody. Can always count on him for a good laugh, and I guess I'll have to watch his interview back to see what he said about me. The guys that ran, I mean, like I said, we lost a couple there in the very beginning, but I mean, 22 cars at race, whatever we are, 24, I guess, 25, isn't bad. We've kind of been slacking on the recruiting side of things, but you know, if we still get guys to show up, we could easily have 30+ cars. We're just missing a couple here and there. I guess they're waiting for the 2005 season next year, but now we finally opened up voting and polls for that, so we'll have some changes here hopefully by the next week or two. But yeah, just like I said, everybody that ran, we only had 6 cautions, but hopefully we get a few more cars and finish this year out strong.
Yep, 6 cautions, 300 laps. That's not bad at all. Josh, congratulations on your win here tonight, coming back from 15 spots back, man, bringing your Chevrolet, the only one here in the top podium positions, man. Congratulations, and we'll see how you do at Auto Club, buddy.
Appreciate you guys.
Yep. All right, Stella, that is Josh Conover knocking it down out there. Awesome job here, as it seemed like nothing was going to stop him. He said he couldn't pass, and you and I saw from his angle what he had going on is just hanging on that bottom and wasn't able to rotate up toward the top, so he wasn't able to get a good sling down into the turn. So this being one of my all-time favorite tracks out there, and I normally sponsor about 97% of the Bristol races out there. Definitely one I like critiquing and enjoying a lot. Stella, very few cautions, although there were 6, very few cautions. I've been in some that have 17, 18 with half the drivers, so this is not a bad race at all.
No, I would not say so. I actually found it entertaining this evening. A lot of times, just so many guys are we have like little skeletons is all that's left by the end of the race of, these little naked cars that have no pieces left on them. We still had some running, all the way up to the end with Kaliba coming up on Josh. He was getting close, but no cigar this evening.
Yeah, an
Better
excellent
luck
job
next
there
time.
by Kevin Baumler, coming in 10th out there, especially after wrecking out early in the race. Appreciate you guys for joining us here at SimTraX Broadcasting. Next week, we will see you at the Auto Club Speedway to go ahead and kick that off. Guys have already finished up their qualifying, and they'll be ready to go. But that's going to do it for us, bringing you the National Oval Racing Association, the Gen 4 Cup Series. Be well, be safe, be kind. See all you guys next time.